Hello everyone and welcome to another Famcast UK video. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favourite movie sequels of all time. And in 5th place we've got The Dark Knight. This film is the sequel to 2005's Batman Begins, and it features what is regarded as one of the best on-screen depictions of Batman's most famous enemy, the Joker, who is played by the late Heath Ledger. The film highlights just how clever and cunning the Joker can actually be. From purposely getting caught so he could get inside Gotham's police department, to threatening to blow up a hospital, he creates mass panic on the streets of Gotham. The film shows some fantastic action sequences, as well as some difficult decisions that Batman has to make, alongside a Two-Face origin story, and 2 not so reliable stories about how Joker got his scars. In 4th position we've got Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. This second instalment to the Star Wars franchise is a favourite among Star Wars fans, and for good reason. Not only does it include one of the best movie twists of all times, if you don't know what I'm talking about, what the hell have you been doing? But it also explores the Force into greater depth, following on from the first film. We see the AT-ATs fighting with the rebels on the planet Hoth, which in of itself is just one of the best scenes within the Star Wars franchise. It is amazing. We get new characters such as Lando Calrissian and the amazing Jedi Master Yoda. What also starts to unfold, and is personally one of my favourite things about the film, is Darth Vader's past and who he actually is, and that actually links into the twist that I mentioned earlier on. What's also good to see about this film is the fact that Luke Skywalker goes off on his own and he goes to find Yoda, who is the ancient Jedi Master, and Chewbacca, Han Solo, Leia, they go off on their own as well, so we do kind of go between two stories, which is quite interesting. And bit of a spoiler alert here if you've not seen the film, for the small percentage of people that have never seen it. But what this film essentially goes on to becoming is Luke trying to save his friends because they end up getting captured by Darth Vader. I won't tell you how, but that is what essentially happens a bit later on within the film. Third, we've got The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Now, The Lord of the Rings is one of my favourite set of films, like, ever. I just think it's amazing. If I've got anything to say about this film, it's these 5 words: the Battle of Helm's Deep. Honestly, guys, not even joking, it is one of the best battle scenes ever made for film, and it's just, like, it's still unmatched even to this day. Like, the film came out in 2002, and if you used to watch it now in 2020, it just looks amazing still. And that's probably a testament to the amount of effort that was put into it and the amount of time it took to film it. Aside from the battle, we also see that Frodo and Sam have travelled alone to Mordor in order to destroy the ring. And directly leading on from the first film, Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli are tracking down a herd of Uruk-hai who have captured Merry and Pippin. We also get introduced to Treebeard, who took all of his Ents along with Merry and Pippin to Isengard to fight. And in 2nd place, we have got The Godfather Part 2. This film, that's set 7 years after the first Godfather film, looks at 2 aspects of the Corleone mafia family. We see how Michael, who's just inherited the role of Godfather for the Corleone family off his father, who died in the first film, we see how he builds upon what his father's already built, and how he moves the family forward into other areas of business. We also get an origin story for Michael's father, who's called Vito, who come from Sicily, and we see what happens to him in his life that led from him being a young kid in Sicily to getting over to America, to then having a family and then building a massive criminal empire. And like any true gangster film, we've got Robert De Niro. He's only a young man in this, and he plays Vito Corleone when he's a young man himself in America, starting off his businesses. The Godfather Part 2 is crime, violence, deceit, assassination attempts, betrayal, and, in Michael's case, betrayal from the last person that you would ever expect. And the gold position has gone to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The reason this is my favourite movie sequel of all time is, one, because the Terminator films are just some of my favourite all-time best films. And yes, I even like the awful ones, such as Genesis. And 2, I just love the action scenes and the storyline. One of the things that just does it for me for this film is the fact that I've got a great fascination with artificial intelligence anyway, and I do believe that something like this could potentially happen, and that just adds that little extra excitement that I get from watching the film. I'm going to have to start with the baddie. Robert Patrick's T-1000 robot is liquid metal. Like, how cool is that? He can shapeshift to look like people, and he can turn his hands into, well, as Arnie puts it,
knives and stabbing weapons.
And yes, I'm going to completely overlook the fact that he shouldn't have been able to travel through time because his body wasn't protected by skin, because who cares, the film's awesome. Also, we see how Sarah Connor has gone from being a timid little girl in the first film who's scared of literally everything to being just complete badass. She pretty much nearly breaks out of a mental ward just to help save her son, and she very nearly kills the T-1000 at the end. She was just one shotgun bullet too short. So the premise of the film is basically the T-1000 has been sent back in time to kill John Connor while he's a young boy. And in contrast to the first film, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator is actually good, and he's been sent back in order to protect John Connor. So we have that part of the story where they're trying to outrun the T-1000, making sure he doesn't get to him and kill John. But we've also got the other part of the story where we find out that a man called Miles Dyson has found an arm and a microchip from the Terminator from the first film, and then that is what's used then to build all the robots in the future and then ultimately destroy mankind. So when Sarah Connor discovers that, she then wants to go and kill him to prevent it all from ever happening.